1990s, Staten Island, New York. Cropsey, the urban legend come true. In Staten Island, parents warned their kids about a monster, but on Halloween, the legend stepped out of the shadows and became real. In Staten Island, the whisper of a name was enough to make children run home before the streetlights came on. They called him Cropsey, a shadowy figure said to lurk at the edges of playgrounds, hiding in the woods, waiting to drag kids into the dark. Parents told the story to keep little ones close, but by the 1990s, the line between campfire tale and reality had blurred in ways too terrifying to ignore. The legend spoke of an escaped patient from the old Willowbrook State School, a man who haunted the abandoned ruins with a hook or an axe, searching for victims. Kids swore they saw his light flickering in the trees or heard dragging footsteps on lonely roads. It was Halloween that always brought the fear to its peak. Because on that night, when shadows were already alive with masks and mischief, Cropsey could hide in plain sight. For decades, the story was dismissed as nothing more than folklore. But Staten Island carried scars deeper than myth. Willowbrook itself had been a place of suffering, children with disabilities left to rot in overcrowded wards, abused and forgotten. The land was already soaked in fear long before the legend of Cropsey took hold. And some whispered that what the community had allowed to happen there had cursed the island, drawing darkness back year after year. Then the whispers hardened into something far more real. In the late 1970s and into the 1980s, children actually began to vanish. One by one, young lives disappeared into the shadows, their faces printed on flyers, their names whispered in grief. And when the police finally focused their search, all the roads led back to a man named Andre Rand, a drifter who had once worked at Willowbrook, who lived in the abandoned ruins of the hospital, and who knew the woods better than anyone. Locals could hardly believe it. The monster parents had used to frighten children into obedience had stepped out of the story and into the streets of Staten Island. Cropsey was no longer just a tale to tell on Halloween. It was flesh, blood, and nightmare. Rand was convicted in connection with the disappearance of at least one child, though many believe the number of his victims is far greater. Some even insist that he was part of a darker cult, one that used the forgotten tunnels beneath Willowbrook for rituals no one dares describe. And here lies the twist that chills Staten Island to this day. The legend of Cropsey may not have invented him at all. It may have been born from memory, from the faint awareness of something stalking the community long before anyone spoke his name. Parents thought they were keeping children safe by warning them of a myth, when in truth, they were teaching them to fear a figure that was frighteningly real. Today, the woods around the ruins remain avoided on Halloween night. Some say you can still hear voices echoing in the tunnels, or see shadows slipping between the trees. Cropsey's reminder that sometimes the stories we tell are not meant to protect us. Sometimes they are warnings.